morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. Has anybody ever heard of SNAP before? What's SNAP?
The Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program.
Yes. Does anybody know what government department is in charge of it?
USDA.
USDA, right? The U.S. Department of Agriculture. So SNAP came about from the Food Stamp Act of 1964, and it started in 3 cities before being brought nationwide in the mid-70s. It's for low and no income families and individuals, and it's exactly like it sounds like. It was originally just a small coupon in $1, $5, and $10 denominations that could be traded in for food items. And in the early 1990s, with the advent of electronic communication, they switched to a program called Electronic Benefits Transfer, and it looks just like a little gift card or credit card. And this is very important for the ease and also the stigma that goes along with being on food stamps. So if you're waiting in line and you're checking out, people behind you don't have to worry about you fumbling through your purse or your wallet trying to pass these things out. People were more willing to sign up to the program with something like EBT. So it covers basic items like bread, dairy, raw cuts of meat, and fruits and vegetables, in addition to seeds and plants that will eventually bear fruit for consumption. It does not cover vitamins, minerals, alcohol or tobacco, hot food, or food that will be consumed on the premises. Believe it or not, it does cover things like soft drinks, candy, soda, luxury items like seafood. You can get crab and lobster. Energy drinks if it has a nutrition label. If it just has one of those supplement labels that tells you all the weird, like guarana and all those weird things that it has in it, it's not covered, it's considered a supplement. And in some states like Arizona and California, you can even use it for fast food. So places like Subway, Burger King, 7-Eleven, Pizza Hut, they'll accept EBT. And this is your taxpayer money going to fund somebody's, feeding their family with fast food, essentially. So there exists no universal definition for healthy food. Some people say it's the absence of some things like fat and sodium, and others say it's the presence of things like antioxidants, vitamins, and minerals. But who decides that? If you look at a cookie by itself is probably not the most healthy thing. There's a lot of fat and sugar in it. But one cookie in a whole day's balanced diet is not a bad thing. It's not going to kill anybody. So do you want the government deciding what's healthy and what's unhealthy and what's covered and what's not covered by SNAP benefits? And then the complexity and the cost of implementing such a program is huge. There's about 12,000 new food items introduced every year, on top of the probably about 300,000 plus that already exist in the market. So who pays for and goes through every single item and determines if it's now covered underneath the new definition of healthy and unhealthy food? And also, if you're a big grocery store chain, it's a lot easier for you to implement it with the scanning systems they have. But about 160,000 stores that accept SNAP benefits are small mom and pop shops that don't have these systems. And if they do not follow the rules correctly and they accept EBT for food items that are on the unhealthy food list, they can be disqualified from the program, and then everybody who shops at that store no longer has access to food items. And then the actual effect on diet and lifestyle it's an iffy thing. SNAP benefits don't cover 100% of food costs incurred by an individual or family. It's usually about 20 to 30%, so they're still paying out of pocket. And so if you just change the definition of healthy and unhealthy and what they can purchase with their SNAP benefits, then they will most likely shift these now uncovered items onto their cash flow instead of their SNAP benefits. And then from the research I've seen and what the USDA has done, there's not really a correlation between being on SNAP and having a higher risk for obesity, except in a small subpopulation, such as like low-income women for some reason. And then you also have to consider, due to the law of supply and demand, you now make it so people have to buy healthy food, and that puts a larger demand on it, and the prices will go up, making it even more difficult for them to purchase the same amount of food for the small amount of benefits they get. And then unhealthy food will become even cheaper, and so it kind of goes against everything they're trying to do. So I have an activity, and there's 5 groups, and they're case studies on various situations that I want you to consider whether or not SNAP benefits would benefit being redefined. And I'll be walking around to help you answer these questions. you guys go.
I like these protectors.
It's on.
Fine. What do you think?
I feel bad.
That's what we do back to school, right?
Did you guys get a look at it?
Also, yeah, we're giving them. Yeah, they're expensive.
Now that our apples are big.
No? I don't understand that. Close it down to the food truck store. If everyone's paying tax dollars, why wouldn't the government? Why is it many The reason why they do it is because in some communities they don't have grocery stores. Yeah, so they have to get it.
Closer to the grocery store. All healthy stuff.
Should have defined what I presented.
So define what's healthy and what's unhealthy.
Well, in general, it's like a nationwide program. So if you say, oh, just food you have access to, just convenience stores don't cover those benefits. And that one thing.
You can't hear him.
Is it hard to choose?
I would
Especially
say-
first.
Oh, yeah. Go for it.
How you guys doing? You guys ready to cry yet? They sat case studies. Okay, so who had case study 1? Who had the first case study? What do you guys think? Would you want to define healthy and unhealthy for this family?
We thought that possibly because the frozen foods won't necessarily show up on the list if they're healthy frozen dinners.
That's true, right? So, you know, there's healthy things that have like the Weight Watchers, but then again, there's the Hungry Man, which probably aren't that healthy. So it really depends, right? What about, could they make any changes independent of SNAP benefits that might help them out?
You guys are really good. Maybe they could take surveys.
Surveys? What do you think the role of government should be in deciding this? Do you think it's their right or their job to do that?
I kind of think so.
I think so too. I mean, they're giving them the funds to go out and buy stuff.
As a taxpayer, do you want your money going towards paying for people's junk food? No. Okay, Let's look at case study 2. This is different than most of yours. So why don't you read case study 2 for us?
Next-Con has a few part-time jobs but qualifies for SNAP benefits. He uses them to purchase copious amounts of ice cream, Oreos, soda, with a few basics on the side. He's pre-diabetic and is enrolled in Medicaid, which is a taxpayer-funded health care.
So would you change the definition of healthy and unhealthy?
Yes,
Why?
because this guy's eating nothing but garbage.
What about this other
He has-
family though? That would be affected by that.
Well, the problem is, if you change the definition of healthy and you regulated out stuff like cookies and ice cream, it wouldn't affect that family as much. If
What-
they were forced to eat,
What if the government went so far as to ban frozen dinners, including along with the cookies and candies, Oreos and ice cream?
They can eat raw vegetables.
Yeah, that's excessive, and I don't think the government would do that, but they certainly could remove ice cream from one of the products. I mean, ice cream, I don't think anyone's going to try to stretch ice cream as a healthy food.
Did anybody else have anything they wanted to say about their particular case studies? Anything that they thought was interesting, or any other good ideas? Okay. Well, there's also an evaluation that was handed out. I know a couple of you guys actually started it. I want you to fill that out. That's really for your benefit. I don't need to see the answers, but I want you to think about how you felt before this presentation and how the facts that were presented changed or didn't change the way you feel about this subject. I'd like to thank you for attending my presentation today. I hope the information that I provided made you challenge your current viewpoints and will make you think differently about topics like this and others. Are there any questions, comments, concerns? All right, thank you very much.